Hello everyone, welcome back, and good evening to me. Good evening to me or welcome back to me, I don't know. Anyways, today's a nice day, decent day. I had a lot of fun today, resting. Tomorrow I have to go back to work. How crazy is that, working on a Saturday? That's fine though. So today we will be discussing where Bitcoin is headed next. And we will also be talking, of course, about Trump's new announcement that came out today of the new elected federal chairman, which is Kevin Warsh. As expected, kind of. I don't know, some huge leak on Polymarket. It kind of confirmed it to us yesterday, but I didn't really want to go into too much detail about Kevin Warsh yesterday, because I didn't know for sure if obviously the official announcement was going to come out if he would actually be chosen as the new Fed chair to replace Jerome Powell. So now it was confirmed. So today we will be doing a very deep dive on this man's beliefs, on his net worth, on everything. Where he lives, how many wives he has, how many kids. No, I'm kidding, we're not going to do all that. But, you know, his stance on Bitcoin and crypto, what is obviously the most important part about it. And will he obey Trump and drop rates to 1%? I don't think he's going to do that, but we're still going to have a look and see what he has done in the past, because he has served as Fed governor. He was serving as something else. I don't know. We'll go into all that in more detail. We will also be talking about, again, Iran. I feel like we're talking about this every day. Attacks imminent. It seems like it's going to happen. At least we have a date in mind, kind of. Trump kind of alluded to it, so we're going to be talking about that. Did you see the huge crash on commodities there? Gold and silver having a massive day if you're a short person. If you're a short person. If you're a short bear. If you're a bear. Okay? Yeah, look at that. If you're wondering why my voice sounds different today, it's because I've been reading all day. I had to catch up on a lot of reading. So my throat is done. And I don't have any tea yet. I'm just going to drink warm water. Look at that crash, guys. 37% in one day. Has this ever happened to silver? Ever? Oh, I don't have enough data on this chart, but I'm pretty sure that's never happened before. A 30% drop in a day. So that was pretty impressive for silver to do. Seems like it finally popped. The bubble finally popped, right? It was only a matter of time. We were kind of calling for the top a couple days ago. It's like, dude, this is just a little bit too excessive. Where's this money coming from? Where's the rotation into Bitcoin and crypto? It's not going to happen, spoiler alert. Or maybe it will. But by the looks of it, no. Nobody really cares about crypto. So we're just going to suffer for the time being. Can I change my crosshair color? It seems like it's so bright white. Can I change that? Here, hi. Scales or canvas. Canvas. Yeah, crosshair. That's too dark. That's bright. I think that's good. Okay. Otherwise the crosshair, like, you know, those lines, it's so white. I'm not used to that. Anyways, because I confuse it with like my normal Fibonacci lines or whatever support resistance lines that I draw. So I just want to make sure it's not confusing. Anyways, so what do we have on Bitcoin? The price, 83,956. Can we manage to stay above 84,000 for this stream? I hope so. I'm happy that at least we did confirm a bottom yesterday. What are we doing today? We're buying. I hope this didn't change my leverage or my settings. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Dropping some more there. Today I also took advantage of this dip to buy more on spot and ETF as well on a tax-free savings account. And on a non-registered account I'm buying Bitto because it's only in American dollars. And the dividend payout is coming soon, beginning of next month of February. And they pay a pretty good yield, so I do want to take advantage of that. Yeah. I'll let you guys know how that goes. I've been taking advantage of the dip on Bitcoin to accumulate more in that sense, you know. Paper Bitcoin, Ethereum. No, not Ethereum. Yeah, Ethereum, I guess. Paper, Ethereum, XRP, Solana. ETFs, I'm talking, right? No, but I meant to say Bitcoin ETFs as well. That's what I've been accumulating into. So, and also here, the live trading account that I do. Yeah, so much trading, it's just wiped out my whole portfolio. I blame October 10. And I've learned my lesson from that. Ethereum did not have any kind of recovery today. Rather, we made a new low. We hit our support level that we had marked over here. 2,635 was our lowest. And we're still in a downtrend for it. Did I even explain anything for Bitcoin? Not really. I mean, what else is there really to talk about? We kind of came back up to the 84,000 where we belong, hovering around that at least, 83,970. That's close enough. And the good bottom that we hit over here at the second support level, those 81,000, another level that we predicted for this week. I'm not expecting Bitcoin to drop lower. If it does, I'll continue buying, but I really don't think so. There's no good reason for it to do so. Unless we bomb Iran this weekend. Then, yeah, you have my full permission to drop it at 75. But, no, realistically, I think we'll be fine. Alts will suffer, though, so Bitcoin will be good. Alts, not so much, really. So I'm staying out of it for now. Now with Ethereum, you see this big blue circle? It looks like I want the price to go there. I don't. If it does, I'll get liquidated and I'll lose a lot of money and I'll be really sad. But I don't think it's going to happen. I'm using the support as... What am I using it for? No, it's just that it is what it is, okay? 2,635 is that support level that I have marked. And my liquidation price just so happens to be around the 2,400s, which is the second support level there. I don't think we will hit that though. There's no good reason. Solana, same deal. I mean, I already got stop hunted. We hit our bottom over here at 111. And next stop is about 104. Yeah, 103, 104. I don't see the pivot lines anymore. If anything, that's the only L in this BingX update. The rest of it looks visually more pleasing, but I don't like what happened with these indicators here. I don't see the price levels for it. I don't know how to fix that. It doesn't show how to do it, so that's boring. Whatever. Solana, yeah, I don't expect it to rise too much either. You do have 130 as its, of course, important resistance, which is the 91,000 equivalent for Bitcoin at this point. Will that remain that way? No. Tomorrow is Saturday. We will be entering a low volatility time period, and Sunday evening is when things should start picking back up again. What do I expect for next week? If we didn't bomb Iran, we'll be heading higher again. If we did bomb Iran, God save your portfolio. So the resistance that we see over here should start coming down. We'll have new pivot levels generated. Downtrend line of super trend should also start chasing whatever downtrend line that we have drawn over here. So, and that goes for, like I said, with Solana as well. With Ethereum, it's a bit odd. I guess it still kind of works if we draw one over here. This might start dropping. It is already on its way down as we speak. But yeah, I mean, the sooner, of course, we break out of it, the better. The sooner I will be entering a long position once the trend flips. Unlike something like this, I kind of reckoned that this was a fake breakout, right? And I should have shorted and could have made some decent profit, but whatever. The reason I wasn't convinced by this breakout with Ethereum was because we didn't really have it on Bitcoin. And who is the market driver for cryptocurrencies? You think it's Ethereum? It's Bitcoin. So Bitcoin did not change its trend upward. We bounced below this. That kind of gave me the mindset of this breakout, supposed breakout that we see on Ethereum, that we saw, is a fake one. And in effect, that was the case. Now, if Bitcoin did, of course, break above this, then Ethereum would have been an early indicator that there was a chance that Bitcoin might be able to do that. But if you didn't take the gamble on it, then you're fine. My average price is now 87,128 on Bitcoin. That's not too bad. Hyperliquid, staying volatile here, especially with all the sell-off going on in the commodities. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, we did have it kind of drop its price a little bit to what was previously a resistance. I mean, do you call it a resistance if it didn't even resist the price? It's now a support level at $28. We bounced, hit that, and our lowest here was 20. $8.15. From there, we've kind of recovered. We hit a high today of $32.88, trying to stay above 34 now. Current price is $31.28 for Hyperliquid. Whatever downtrend line this is, it is gone. Hey, that's a all-time high downtrend breakout. So this impulse on Hyperliquid, thanks to commodities, was good enough to kind of break us out of this all-time downtrend. Now, what do I expect? Will commodities continue to be hot? I feel like it's kind of going to die down for a little bit, especially with the huge crash that we saw today. It's going to be sort of like what we saw with the privacy narrative, right? Privacy coins started rallying until now they're not rallying. Their time has come, right? Just look at where Monero is right now. This was the privacy narrative. Yeah, it seemed like it was having this parabolic increase and it was never going to stop. Until finally it did, and we came back to our fair value point. We're going to see the same thing with commodities, in my opinion. And that should also kind of regulate stuff on Hyperliquid, because the crypto market is not hot. Everybody is not going crazy trading crypto right now. If anything, retail interest is at a yearly low. I know we just started the year. Okay, 1 year ago, give me a chart from that. The interest is really low. Interest, I mean like how interesting it is, not like money interest, okay? So this spike in commodities movement is kind of what boosted Hyperliquid's activity, revenue, etc. That made it have its good rise over here. But for now, I think it's gonna start regulating itself a little. I'm expecting it to climb down sub 26 to around 25.50. Good area of accumulation? Yeah, potentially. There's no more downtrend to worry about. So if you want to go long, that's the area that I'm looking for. And you should not look for it because I told you to. That's kind of what I would like to see, but I don't know. We'll have to see how it behaves at this area. That's what I want to see with it. And I mean, either way, this is subject to change because this line that I'm looking at from pivots used to be a resistance. Doesn't matter anymore. We will now have new pivot levels by Sunday evening, and that should tell us where support level is. And the super trend could also just start going up a little bit as well, which would be ideal, right? If we do expect this to make a higher high, because it's now in an uptrend, where would that higher high come from? Like from here, from here, from here? I'm going to wait until Sunday evening to make an absolute decision if I do want to go long on Hyperliquid. So for now, I'm not going to. Sui, well, here we are, making even lower lows. 123 was our lowest today. That's dangerous. I'm gone at 114. 126 is the current price. Downtrend is still there. Yeah, we'll continue lower. Potentially to that 116 level. Is that 3 now? No, this is the second one. Sorry. I might have confused Sui with Solana, but this is also my liquidation price right over here. So let's hope that that does not get hit at 116. 114 is where I'm liquidated. Yeah, it's close enough. Too close for comfort, so I'd rather not deal with it, but I also don't want to lose 6 grand, so how about that? Chainlink is on its way down, 1075. Still making new lows. 1049 was our lowest today. Still a great area of accumulation for spot. I will not be accumulating yet. I want to see it a little bit lower. This support level, if that gets hit, then I will be likely going long on Chainlink. Easiest 2x of my life, and if you're using leverage, good luck. But yeah, that would be a lot. A greater return, of course, for a lower risk. Your best buy price for Chainlink would probably be $8, but that's like at a worst case scenario. If like we start going crazy with the nuclear bombs, then you could start seeing $8 on Chainlink. Chainlink would not even exist. The world wouldn't exist, okay? We would all die. So, hey, gamble while you can. $8 Chainlink, the best price. $10 Chainlink is still fine. These are low points. BitTensor, we hit it. We hit it finally. 207. Now what? Do we expect it lower from here? I really don't think so. Look at the rejection that we've got over here. All of these are wicks. Not one of them has closed their candle below there. So every time the sell pressure has been, advancing, there is more buy pressure around this area, preventing price from crashing lower. So we're holding steady right now at 215, and 207 was that low point. I mentioned 206. 206 being basically our last resort of a support, because that's the same level we saw right over here on December 24 on Christmas Eve. What were you doing on the evening of Christmas of 2025, BitTensor? Look at that surge in price though. Can it happen again? A lot of altcoins are seeing their double floor coming soon. BitTensor already hit it. So if it does break that, loses 200, we're dropping to 194, and that will be a new low on the weekly chart, new low on the daily chart, everything. And we'd be more than oversold at that point, so let's just hope that does not happen. Only a nuke would set that off. Kind of talked about Monero already. We're just holding steady around 464. I don't plan on entering, honestly. Not yet. Might continue to correct lower. I don't know. I'm honestly starting to think, should I short this thing? If we do rise to like 515 to 525, subject to change, potential good area for entry. We'll see. Why do I have this marked? This is 500. This was our old all-time high. I don't think we should care too much about the old all-time high anymore. Should we? I think I'll keep it there. There's no harm in keeping that. So yeah, we'll see how Monero does. I mean, even if we do rise to this point, it's likely going to be a trend reversal either way, so that we could head higher. Like, yeah, you're going to see price like bounce a little bit, but it's not like going to hit anything lower than this, probably. Right? Because it would be making a higher point right over here, so you'd expect it to kind of like make a higher low, and then break out of whatever resistance this is to make a higher high. And then by then you'd have like the trend change in your favor. So what do we do? Nothing much but to just wait and see, I guess. Too unsafe. Right, Aptos also hitting that last support that we have, barely clinging on to life. Same as we saw with BitTensor. Unhappy, but here we are. 143 is the current price. We hit a low of 141. Yeah, none of this is good. It's likely that it can break, honestly. We're not even oversold at these prices. So another 2-3% drop, it's very likely at around 138. We are very much in a downtrend, and this thing is already peaking lower as we speak. This is the downtrend line that we should have paid attention to. I should have paid attention to, I guess. I did pay attention to it, but it wasn't relevant at the time, I guess. We weren't able to break $2 as a resistance, but once we do, I don't know, maybe if we do bounce over here, if we get like a similar situation with what we saw with BitTensor, what we can see with BitTensor, because it hasn't even happened yet, a test of this downtrend line could take us potentially to $2, because this downtrend line is an important one. Is this really important? Yeah, it kind of is. Look where we are. We're using these 2 points right over here. Let me zoom in on the daily chart a bit. Oh, actually, this is like really long term. So these are from lines of... What is this day? December 2024 to October. Basically, Bitcoin all-time high. That's crazy. When Bitcoin was at 96,000, I'm assuming is what this would have been, on December 6, 2024, Aptos was at $15. Bitcoin makes an all-time high in October, hits 126,000, Aptos is at $5. Are you seeing a pattern here? It's not being that relevant, so I don't know how high we could expect Aptos at this point. A reversal, sure. A bounce in our favor if you're going to go long can absolutely happen, but don't expect this thing to be, hitting, I don't know, $15, $20 ever again. I don't think that will happen. $10 is way too far of a stretch at this point. I was being conservative with $8. I no longer think that, honestly, at this point. As time goes on, the inflation pressure just keeps on as well. It's unforgiving. So what would the target even be at this point? $5? $5 is exactly where we were before. This high, wasn't it? Yeah, this was $5. I feel like I want to be more generous with that. But anyways, here we are, not even being worth $1 at this point, trying to stay being worth $1. Yeah, well, we'll see how it goes, but for now, staying out of Aptos until we get a confirmed flip in the trend. And I know I've mentioned that a couple times. Kind of worked out over here. You know, we had a good rally to close to $2. Didn't last very long, though. And if Bitcoin continues to underperform, you think this is going to do any better? So it's best to stay out of it. My opinion, just stick with crypto. Yes, no, with Bitcoin. It's the main driving force for the rest of it. That is why I am mainly out of alts. I'm only stuck in previous alt positions that I've held for months at this point. But in Bitcoin, I'm trying to rebuild my new position as best as I can as this price is going lower. If it does continue going lower, my opinion, it should not. But it's fine, you know? Market decides, I don't get to decide. So, you know, you do what you gotta do, and I'll push through it. So, let's get into our news. Today we will be talking about the PPI data that came in, economic data we got. A little hotter than expected, the inflation. That's not good. US PPI, Producer Price Index, came in at 3%. We were expecting 2.7% inflation. That's a little higher, and if producers have an increased inflation, it would get passed on to the consumers, inevitably, which means that that's where the inflation kicks in, and prices go up, and you have to pay for it more. That's not good. We don't want to see this. And the core PPI came in at 3.3% versus the 2.9% expected. Same deal. A very bearish print. Kind of makes the Fed not want to cut rates anymore. I still think they will. Just not during Powell's term. Powell's got to go. Kevin Warsh will come in. We'll have our first rate cut. We'll hold steady for a while. Close to end of year, we'll have our second rate cut. That is it. That is what the markets are expecting. The Fed is actually being a little more conservative than that. They're only expecting one rate cut for this year. How generous. And then you have Trump wanting a million rate cuts so that we can go to 1% interest rates. If inflation's already like this, that is not good. Okay. We also had this talk from this post from Trump talking about the Bureau of Labor Statistics, saying that for many years, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, under weak and stupid people, has been failing American businesses, policymakers, and families by releasing very inaccurate numbers. There we go. He's saying these numbers that we're seeing are no good. That is why I fired the former commissioner, which we have covered, and I'm pleased to announce to nominate the very talented Brett Matsumoto as the next commissioner of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Isn't this an old post? I'm pretty sure it is. Where's Grok? Okay, well, we don't get to see. Pretty sure this is old, though. I don't think this happened, like, recently. When did Brett Matsumoto come into office? Okay, thank you for... When did Brett Matsumoto join Bureau of Labor Statistics? 22 minutes ago, an hour ago, 5 hours ago. Okay, so it's recent, actually. Okay, cool. Good. So Brett was a supervisory research economist for the BLS, Bureau of Labor Statistics, but is now serving as a senior economist on the Trump Council of Economic Advisors like he did in my first term. I'm confident that Brett has the expertise to quickly fix the long history of issues at the BLS on behalf of the American people. Brett Matsumoto is a brilliant, reputable, and trusted economist who will restore greatness to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Congratulations, Brett. Let's hope that he is truly being honest and gives us the raw, real numbers when it comes to economic data. Because we've had cases under Joe Biden's administration, which we have seen in real time, numbers getting revised lots of times. These jobs numbers being inflated to make it look like Joe Biden is actually doing something, or, same with Kamala Harris. This happened mainly during the election time against Harris Trump, right? They were buffing all these numbers up to make it seem like, yes, the Democrats, the Biden administration is doing great. Bidenomics is working. When in reality, they're faking all these numbers coincidentally before the election time to kind of manipulate people's decisions into voting Democrat. Until, of course, Trump comes in, he revises all of this stuff, and he's like, you know what, this is all wrong. They were literally inflating numbers to make themselves look better. And then he fired that person and then put somebody else in for whoever releases economic data. It seems like this is something similar over here. We now have Brett Matsumoto, which, sure, good. So this is the biggest news. Trump has picked Kevin Warsh for Fed chair. Let's go. We still have to wait for, of course, Powell to get out. That's happening in May. Trump posted this, saying, I am pleased to announce that I am nominating Kevin Warsh to be the chairman of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System. Kevin currently serves as the Shepard Family Distinguished Visiting Fellow in Economics at the Hoover Institution. What did I just read? He's a lecturer at the Stanford Graduate School of Business. He is a partner of Stanley Druckenmiller at Duquesne's Family Office LLC. Kevin received his AB from Stanford University and JD from Harvard Law School. He has conducted extensive research in the field of economics and finance. Kevin issued an independent report to the Bank of England proposing reforms in the conduct of monetary policy in the United Kingdom. Parliament adopted the report's recommendations. Kevin Warsh became the youngest Fed governor ever at 35 and served as a member of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System from 2006 until 2011 as the Federal Reserve's representative to the Group of 20, G20, and as the board's missionary to the emerging and advanced economies in Asia. In addition, he was administrative governor, managing and overseeing the board's operations, personnel, and financial performance. Prior to his appointment to the board from 2002 to 2006, Kevin served as special assistant to the president for economic policy and executive secretary of the White House National Economic Council. Previously, Kevin was a member of the Mergers and Acquisitions Department at Morgan Stanley & Co. in New York, serving as vice president and executive director. Wow, so much glaze. We're giving you the full history here. I have known Kevin for a long period of time, and I have no doubt that he will go down as one of the great Fed chairmen, maybe the best. On top of everything else, he is central casting, and he will never let you down. He will never give you up, I'm pretty sure as well. Congratulations, Kevin. Thank you. Wow, what a long post. So, there's the history of who this guy is. There's obviously more. We're going to go into even more of a deep dive about this guy. Kevin Warsh, man. So, the fact that Trump is saying, yeah, he's going to be one of the greats, he's going to be the best chairman. I'm pretty sure he said some similar stuff about Jerome Powell, which, by the way, was also appointed by Trump. Now, Trump's excuse at the time was, well, first of all, he said, who appointed this guy? Whoever appointed this guy is stupid. Well, I think he forgot that he himself appointed Jerome Powell in the first place in 2018, I think it must have been. And then, and then what? So he said, yeah, whoever appointed him is dumb, and then later on he's like, oh yeah, I appointed him, and, no, I forgot what I was going to say. Whatever, I guess Jerome Powell bad. Now he's upset with Jerome Powell. Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say, dude. That sucks. Whatever. Trump also said this, that there, is this real? He actually said there like that. This is the wrong grammar. There's no way Dude, is the president really doing this? Wow. I'm rubbing my eyes in astonishment. There was a great speculation that highly respected Kevin Hassett was going to be named chairman of the Fed, which we talked about as well. And a great chairman he would have been. But quite honestly, he is doing such an outstanding job working with me. 1 second. He's doing an outstanding job working with me and my team at the White House that I just didn't want to let him go. I kind of figured that was going to be the case, right? That Kevin was already, well, Hassett, sorry, they're both named Kevin, that Hassett was going to be busy with the Board of Economic Advisory or whatever it is, saying that Kevin is indescribably good. So as the expression goes, if you can't do better, don't try to fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what okay, anyway. Thank you, Kevin, for doing such a great job. Which Kevin? Kevin Hassett. So Kevin Warsh is now going to be the fetcher, because that guy was doing nothing on the side, and I think he was doing stuff. Then he also addresses the other people about, Christopher Waller, Rick Reeder, and others. They were also interviewed for the Fed position. They all would have been outstanding and have a great and unlimited future with Trump. Such amazing talent in our country. Thank you. So he's speaking positively of these guys, Rick Reeder and Christopher Waller. I was fine with Waller if he also got appointed, but I kind of leaned toward it was either going to be Kevin or Kevin. Kevin Warsh or Kevin Hassett, and ultimately it was Warsh. I'm content with that decision. Now, we also want to see what other people are saying about Kevin Warsh. What does this mean for your meme coins, and what to expect? So Mark Carney has to opine on this, so all right. He just says this one sentence. Kevin Warsh is a fantastic choice to lead the world's most important central bank at this crucial time. Did Mark Carney work with Kevin Warsh? Because Trump mentioned that Kevin Warsh did something at the UK in early 2000s, which is another thing that also Mark Carney was a part of. I'm curious. Now I must ask Grok. Where is Grok? Did Kevin Warsh and Mark Carney ever work together? Still in Spanish. Oh, they did, briefly. Look at that. Look at my brain, guys. Their 10 years overlapped. So Warsh had Fed governor position from 2006 to 2011. Carney had Bank of Canada governor from 2008 to 2013, and they interacted at central banking events like Jackson Hole and international forums during the financial crisis. The financial crisis, that's what it was. Carney has said that he worked with Kevin during that period. There's no evidence of direct joint employment or deep collaboration beyond that. That's what I recall it from. Early 2000s, the crash, right? The big 2008 crash. And there were big crisis recovery, workers, I guess, I don't know, from the economy with central banking specifically. Things to do with, I think I'm mixing up the UK with something else. Like, what is it called? Brexit? I don't even know what it is. But anyways, he's happy about it. So maybe that's good. Maybe that's bad. Who knows? We also have this. And this, I think, is the sentiment of the whole market. Is this bullish or is this bearish? It's honestly uncertain at this point. Is it better than Powell? Probably, yeah. This is a guy who is likely to cut rates, in my opinion. This is my opinion. And he does own crypto himself. He speaks very good of it, which we'll be looking into as well. Powell is very dismissive whenever it comes to crypto. He's like, yeah, the Bitcoin and all that stuff. I'm not going to comment on that. He kind of avoids the subject most of the time, right? But this guy, I think he openly is embracing crypto. Now, will that change anything? I don't know. The whole administration right now is pro-crypto. Look at where we are. And I have another chart showing that, which I'll go into later. Anyways, let's read this. Can't decide if it's bullish or bearish. Fed chair nominations have moved markets, but this one hits different. I think it's worth breaking down why. So who is Kevin Warsh historically? He's a former Fed governor who emphasized monetary discipline, worried about inflation early, and consistently leaned hawkish during the GFC. That is not good. That is quite literally the opposite of what we want, but this is historically what he has done. But now he is a changed man. He has converted, he has evolved from his ways for possibly the better. I mean, can you blame him? 2006, 2008, 2011, Bitcoin didn't exist. I mean, it existed in 2011, but not at this extent that it is today. Today we do have the cryptocurrencies, and this is what we care about. So, seems like he is in favor of it all. And I'm sure his ways have changed. We'll see, though. Why are we seeing it this way now? So Trump wants a Fed chair willing to break from Powell, and Warsh is seen as credible, experienced, and politically palatable. But his history doesn't line up cleanly with easy money, right? It's not like he's going to cut rates and, quantitative easing and everything. He's actually always concerned about inflation early. He's one of those Fed governors that would vote no on rate cuts, the ones that we see these days. But like I said, I think he has changed. He is an evolved man. He is changed for the better. So why did markets react this way? The big crash that we saw. Because Warsh's views are emphasis on monetary discipline, preference for higher real interest rates, less liquidity in the system, crypto framed as speculation, and Bitcoin tends to suffer when easy money is pulled back. Framed this way, crypto seems less like a hedge and more speculative. Does that mean he is definitely bearish for Bitcoin? And not really, and he has praised crypto before. But markets trade on expectations on the future, not based off of stuff from the past. His record reads hawkish relative to today's environment. Is it set in stone, though? No. Nominations can stall or die quietly. It's happened before, including Fed nominees that never even reached a vote. With all this in mind, is it bullish or bearish? I think we will stay bullish on it. What does Grok think about this? Grok says that Kevin Warsh was nominated today by President Trump as the next Fed chair, replacing Powell in May. He was a former Fed governor from 06 to 11, who was shifted from inflation hawk to favoring lowering rates, is what Grok says. I mean, you have to. That was literally one of the requirements to become Fed chair for this position as a Fed chair. Trump made it one of the requirements. You have to be pro rate cuts. Obviously, otherwise he would not have hired Kevin Warsh. On Bitcoin and crypto, he has praised crypto occasionally, but is seen as bearish due to his push for monetary discipline, higher real rates, and less liquidity, which sparked this recent Bitcoin dip to 81,000. So if you're wondering why we crashed, that's why. Makes sense. We kind of had the break out of the news, the leak, that this guy was going to be the next Fed chair. Markets got a little too speculative with that information. For the broader market, he advocates a smaller Fed balance sheet, critiques excessive quantitative easing, that's not good, emphasizes price stability, and sees inflation as a policy choice. He wants clearer Fed roles, less intervention. A whole lot of mumbo jumbo. This is his views on Bitcoin. He says, I think of it as an important asset that can help inform policymakers when they are doing things right and wrong. Important. It can be very good policeman for policy. And it is the newest and coolest software that will provide us an ability to do things that we could have never done before. Okay. So about this whole policy thing, which we did discuss, apparently, one of the previous Fed chairs would look at gold to see whether or not they were doing the right decision, because gold would be like this indicator of how things are performing. And then Powell commented on that on the recent FOMC press conference meeting, and he was very dismissive of it. He's like, gold has nothing to do with our policy, and we don't look at gold, at least not as the only thing, right? We look at other stuff, we look at real economic data, etc., other macroeconomic factors. So gold is not in our priority list of, oh, gold is on the rise, that means we should do something to help the dollar or something. So, yeah. On the other hand, Kevin Warsh does see it that way, but for Bitcoin. And if he's concerned about Bitcoin, obviously he has some. He has 9 Bitcoins and 6.6 Ethereums, a total of $745,000 in crypto. He's got a stake in it. Surely he's going to do something, right? I don't know. He also says most of the Fed's problems are caused because of the Fed's mistake, not President Trump. He's already saying what Trump has been saying for months. So anyone who thinks Warsh is hawkish and won't cut rates is delusional. People say, well, he's the most hawkish nominee. Do we really think he's going to cut rates more than 5 times this year? I don't think he will. I think he will do at least the 2 rate cuts to keep Trump happy. Do we even see this reflected on CME FedWatch? Now that this guy will be in power, he's not in power yet. What do we expect? Okay, this is interesting. Something changed. So, first rate cut? No, not really. Not much has really changed. I mean, the odds of a 3rd rate cut has happened for December. That's in the question now. Maybe we do get 3 rate cuts this year. For now, it's still looking like 2. The first one is going to happen after Powell leaves in May. That's going to be in June. First rate cut, 77% chance it happens. I think he will cut twice. Maybe. Pro-Bitcoin, Kevin Warsh as the next Fed chair, announced. Binance announced a $1 billion Bitcoin buy, which we'll talk about later. There is a bill passed that would avoid the US government shutdown, which we talked about yesterday. We had the crypto bill passed in the Senate Agriculture, whatever. All of this has been happening in the past 12 hours. Yet the markets are dumping. Pure manipulation? I don't know. Yeah, he may be pro-Bitcoin. People are saying that he is a hawk. I don't know. Kevin Warsh. I think he's going to change his views and do what Trump says. Not all the time. Obviously, he's not going to cut it to 1% interest rates. He's going to go easy with it to keep Trump happy and keep the rest of the federal governors happy. Fed governors, not federal. Peter Schiff, of course, has to comment on it. He says it makes no sense that Trump picked Warsh because he will be a monetary policy hawk. That seems to be the counter-argument for everyone else, right? That he's hawkish. Trump wants to get rid of too late Powell because he isn't nearly dovish enough. So if for some reason Trump didn't realize his pick is a hawk, there is still time for him to change his mind. That's what I wanted to talk about with Powell, I remember. The fact that Powell is... oh no, I'm forgetting again. Dude, are you serious? Trump was saying, why Powell? Dude, why am I forgetting again? I literally remembered for a second and now I forgot again. Okay. Yeah, dude, that's crazy. I forgot twice in a row. Something about Powell, on Trump and Powell, I forgot. Yeah, Trump didn't like the pick, and he was... Now he's trying to get rid of him by force. I don't know, dude. This is also funny. Look who I ran into in El Salvador. That's Anthony Pompiliano, by the way. We grabbed dinner at a local restaurant, says Peter Schiff. I asked the waitress if we could pay in Bitcoin, and she said no. So he's also just taking a jab at the Bitcoiners, because it seems like the Bitcoiners are trying their best to celebrate this Kevin Warsh pick. Although price doesn't reflect that and history doesn't reflect that. That's what most other people are concerned about with Kevin Warsh. So that's obviously the angle that Peter Schiff is going in for the attack as well. And this just kind of confirms it. This post over here asking if he could pay in Bitcoin in El Salvador, the most pro-Bitcoin country. And, you know, you get the waitress telling you no. What about gold? Why can't you pay in gold? There's also saying this post. I let Anthony Pompiliano read the post before I posted it, and he changed Bitcoin to gold. So I changed it back. Yeah, I wonder if you could pay in gold as well. I'm sure they're probably not going to accept it either. And have fun carrying tons of gold around, by the way, on a plane. Yeah. All right, let's move on from this. Let's talk about ICE. I didn't really have it in my main subject lines, but we're going to talk about it. Trump says, agitator and perhaps insurrectionist Alex Pretty's stock has gone way down with the just released video of him screaming and spitting in the face of a very calm and under control ICE officer, which we looked at yesterday and day before. And then crazily kicking in a new and very expensive government vehicle, so hard and violent, in fact, that the tail light broke off in pieces. It was quite a display of abuse and anger for all to see, crazed and out of control. The ICE officer was calm and cool. Not an easy thing to be under those circumstances. So Trump is literally putting the whole blame on Alex Pretty, saying that he was violent and justified shooting. I'm still gonna go with the fact that I don't think it was justified. Sure, he was violent in the past, and yeah, he got tackled and everything was fine, even at a worse incident, when it was with the second video that we saw of Alex Pretty days before he got shot. Yeah, same thing happened, right? He got violent, he got apprehended by ICE, no shooting. The next time it happened, because, I mean, I guess he doesn't learn, yeah, it's kind of on you, but you also didn't deserve to die for that, in my opinion, but, you know, he's quote-unquote defending these women from ICE, and then ICE tackles them, they see the gun, they take it away from him and shoot him, and like that, they messed up there a little bit. So, that's my thoughts on it. Don Lemon, you might recognize this guy from CNN anchor, former CNN anchor. He got arrested, same place, Minneapolis, was protesting a church against ICE. I think one of the pastors there was an ICE officer, and he, Don Lemon, went in with a lot of other people during a church service to protest. Why? So he got arrested for that. All right. There was a website called Stop ICE. People are really in on this, huh? And it got hacked. Get owned, kid. The hackers are now threatening to leak everyone's identity to federal agents. The people behind this website, their identities will be likely leaked by whoever hacked it. They posted this on the actual website, stopice.net, saying, "We were not kidding. We sent your names, logins, passwords, and locations to a bunch of government agencies." Wow, they're calling them out right here. Sherman Austin is a terrible coder, and so are RC Concepcion and Matt Beran. Get doxxed, nerd. I don't know. Yeah, poor cybersecurity skills, I guess. So, yeah, not cool though. Don't dox the people, but I mean, they're giving it away as like these are criminals, so that the federal agents can investigate, right? The FBI, or who are you sending it to? To government officials is what they said. To federal agents. Okay. I mean, what were they even doing on the website? Were they like coordinating these evil plots? I guess that would be justified, maybe, probably. I don't know. I'm against, hacking and doxing, but yeah, whatever. So that happened. Moving on. Trump announced again that a huge military armada is being sent to Iran. Trump says that we are sending a large number of ships to Iran, even bigger than in Venezuela. They should make a deal, and if not, we'll see what happens. Okay, Trump, we've been hearing this every day for the past 2 weeks. What's new? This is new. Trump was asked about the deadline. When is this going to happen? Trump says, only Iran knows what the deadline is. I told them directly. So Iran apparently knows when they will be striked if they don't reach some form of a deal to, I don't know, demilitarize and stop their nuclear weapon advancements or ballistic missiles. I don't know what they're doing over there. And then the protest killings, that kind of stuff. It seems like they're trying to get ahead of the curve because, We saw a plane, a government plane, leaving from Iran to Moscow. Don't know if Khamenei was on it. But we also have assistance from Russia coming in. 3 large Russian airplanes arrived in Iran over the past 24 hours. We're also seeing reports of like a bunch of military planes doing exercises around the area. Military exercises. A plane doesn't exercise, but you get what I mean. So they might be preparing for something. I don't know. Gold and silver, I don't know. They kind of disagree with the war at this point because they decided to crash and wipe out even more trillions of dollars if yesterday was not enough. Over $7 trillion has been erased from the precious metals in just 36 hours. Silver is down 30% and has dropped below $85. Can you believe that? That is actually a huge drop. I have not even processed the magnitude of that drop. Let me go to daily chart, silver. Look at that. Good riddance, silver. Overbought for way too long on a daily chart too. So after hitting a high of 121 yesterday, today we get a well-deserved crash of, I did show you, right, the percentage. It was like 30-something percent. 40% maybe. 38%. From 118 to $73.49 at its worst. If you had a 3x leverage position at an all-time high, you would have been liquidated instantly. We are currently slowed down at $85.16 for silver. Great. I didn't expect silver to go higher than $70, as per even Robert Kiyosaki's predictions when he was talking about silver being at $30, $35. He said he was going to 2x in price and hit $70 by the end of the year of 2025. Well, his prediction kind of came right, and I congratulated him on that. December 22nd, silver hit $70 for the first time ever. And then we just kept going, and we kept going, and I'm like, okay, this is unnatural. The whole month of January, we've been only rising, no drops, until today we finally got a well-deserved drop. It's about time, in my opinion. If you look at the monthly chart for this, I think it looks really funny. Even weekly chart looks funny. Can I go to a month? Yeah, look at this wick. It was worse though. Like somebody screenshotted it quite perfectly when it was like 70 it would have been 75, right? It looked like just this huge candle wick upward, which was hilarious. But yeah, anyways, that's silver for you, so enjoy it. Same deal with gold, I guess, but it's been more of like a slower decay. We didn't have an immediate crash like we saw with silver. Silver had a bigger crash over here. It's only so much trillions of dollars that you could wipe out in a day, right? Silver down 30%, dropped below $85, wiping out 1.96 trillion. This is the whole market cap of Bitcoin, even more. Did it go into Bitcoin? No, it did not. Gold is down 13%, dropped below 4,900, wiping out $5 trillion. This move on gold, from 5,600 to 4,600, $1,000 worth, it's about $5 trillion or more. Platinum is down 27%, dropped below 2,100, wiping out 215 billion. That's baby money. Palladium down 21%, dropping below 1,700, wiping out 85 billion. Great. Hello, Crypto Squid. How are you? Did you see they stopped silver and gold this morning? Yeah. Like, did they... What do you mean they stopped silver and gold this morning? I see the drops here, but... Like, did an exchange stop trading? Like, they froze trading with it? Is that what you mean? If so, that's crazy, because it's commodities. You're not allowed to do that. Oh yeah, and of course, as commodities do get hot, Bitcoin is just not even in the question. It's not even in the top 10 asset list. So we're literally getting replaced by Saudi Aramco. That's crazy. Oh, for trading. Yeah, for trading. Yeah, I didn't see that they paused it, though. That they stopped silver trading and gold. That's crazy, though, if they did. I don't know who did it, like which exchange. But that's crazy, yeah. This is the chart that I was talking about. All American-based cryptocurrencies 1 year after Donald Trump's inauguration. We're tired of winning, aren't we? Aptos is the biggest loser of it all. That's so funny. Ondo generally has good like features and it's still down 76%. So here they are. XRP down 38% since Trump took office. Solana 52% down. Chainlink 54% down. Sui 70% down. Avalanche 68%. Hedera 68. Optimism 54. Ondo 76. Aptos 82%. And Uniswap 66% down since Trump took office. Yeah, so great. Thank you, Trump. Surely he's going to do something to fix this, right? Do we still trust in him? Binance says that it will convert the Seifu funds, roughly $1 billion in stablecoin reserves, into Bitcoin, with the process set to complete within the next 30 days. Don't know why he's calling it the Seifu fund. It will be regularly rebalanced. If Bitcoin price moves, push its value below 800 million. Or if Bitcoin price moves, push its value below 800 million, Binance says it will top it back up to 1 billion. What is this? What is a Seifu fund? Is this like a, I guess a fund, right? So an ETF? Not really. Didn't Luna try this? Kind of. They did it algorithmically, but with a stablecoin and their actual cryptocurrency price. What is the Seifu funds? Is this like directly tied to Binance token? Is this actually a fund? Like, is this tradable? What is Seifu? Seifu. This does not exist. Oh, here's the Binance thing. Seifu with wrapped Binance on Binance Smart Chain. Yeah, that's not it. What is this? Cancer. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna read this article, I guess. I have no other option. Or I could just ask AI, right? Literally just on this post. This is like part of the explanation. Speaking of AI, Binance just created an $80,000 Bitcoin floor that doesn't exist. Their Seifu conversion commits them to buy more Bitcoin if the price drops below 80,000 and their fund value hits 800 million. So it is a fund. Okay. There will be $33 million in daily buying for 30 days. The market hasn't tested if they'll actually defend it. The first test decides if this is bottom or bluff. Basically means that they will be buying Bitcoin to prevent it from dropping below 80,000 because their fund that they have will be worth less money. It will be worth 800 million. So they want to top it up to ensure that it's always, their fund is worth $1 billion in whatever market cap it's in. That's kind of the way I assume that this is trying to be established. What are we talking about? Okay, as of January 2026, the Seifu Fund wallet comprises 1 billion USDC. Today, a portion of these funds are used as capital reserves as part of Binance's regulatory obligations in Abu Dhabi, and the Seifu Fund is held and managed by Nest Clearing and Custody Limited, a recognized clearing. Okay, no one cares. So this is always a term that CZ has been using, like every time they get hacked or something, like, don't worry guys, funds are Seifu, funds are Seifu. He always uses this term. It quickly spread and became a viral meme. Yeah, since then the community began to use the phrase, your funds are Seifu. That their funds were in fact safe. Okay. Secure Asset Fund for Users. That's what it literally stands for. Secure Asset Fund for Users. Okay, well, congrats, I guess. They're buying, essentially, is what it means. You know something funny? I did talk about it before, but I'll bring it up again. And I don't even know if Binance even benefited from the commodities volume. I doubt it did. It was mainly on Hyperliquid. It did all right. Not the best, though. Hyperliquid is still doing much better. They were mentioning, like, since Binance is known for their price manipulations and all that, as soon as Binance enables gold and silver trading, that's when commodities start having all these outflows and crashes. Gold and silver start weakening until ultimately they hit today's weakening point where they've crashed over, what was it, 13%, 30%. So, yeah, that's funny. Binance manipulators, basically, is the meme. We have recent layoff announcements. I'm not reading all this, but the companies will be, well, the US government, UPS, Amazon, Intel, Nissan, Nestle, Microsoft, Bosch, Dell, Verizon, Accenture, Ford, Novo Nordisk, Microsoft, PwC, Salesforce, IBM, American Airlines, Paramount, Target, General Motors, Applied Materials, Kroger, and Meta. AI is replacing jobs at a mass scale in the United States. Where will all these people go? I don't know. But these companies and the government will benefit from this because they don't have to spend money on those salaries anymore. Right? At least that's what we should expect. If they're laying off all these employees. So, yeah, I don't know. My last topic is probably the most irrelevant one because we've talked about Epstein for ages, but oh, that's crazy. Your last name is Epstein. That's so unfortunate. Anyways, Jeffrey Epstein new files dropped, and there's even more incriminating stuff, but it's all just, you know, rumors and accusations and baseless claims, so don't believe anything you see from these new Epstein file drops. I'll just scroll through literally anything that has the keyword Epstein because I'm not gonna, like, dedicate many tabs to talking about it. I only did that, like, the one time where we actually got a lot of files, like I looked at the PDF and everything, so yeah. I mean, you get the gist of it, right? Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump, underage woman, etc. I don't even know if anything is really important over here. Epstein files deleted by the DOJ 3.3 hours ago have been recovered. Remember how they failed to redact it with, like, this is so crazy. Like, these redactions, they're literally just painted over. You can, like, highlight and select the text and paste it into Word document, Notepad, or Google Translate, whatever. You're copying the letters. They were just painted over in black. They weren't actually deleted. That's crazy. They actually talked about Bitcoin too. On Thursday, August 31st, Jeffrey Epstein responded no when somebody asked, is it worth it buying a Bitcoin? In 2017, Jeffrey Epstein said no. That's crazy. Prince Andrew, yeah. Of course, Prince Andrew. Oh, there was one with Elon Musk, I remember. There is an email leaked that Elon Musk actually communicated with Jeffrey Epstein in 2013, even after he was convicted in 2008 for soliciting prostitution from a minor. And Elon Musk asked Epstein about, is this a good time to visit your private island? Here's the email. Is this a good time to visit? Elon Musk says. I will send a heli for you. Sorry for all the typos. What typos? Sent from my iPhone. Jeez, what a flex. I'm assuming this is Jeffrey Epstein vacation at Gmail. And then Elon says, yeah, thanks. For Christmas and New Year's, sending this right before my birthday too. What are you doing, Elon? What were you doing on the 14th of December 2013? I was celebrating my, what would it have been, 12th birthday at my house. Okay. Why is Elon Musk in the Epstein files? What a big turnaround, isn't it? Elon Musk was saying to all of us, oh, the reason Trump won't release the Epstein files is because he is in them. Big nuke. Have a nice day, DJT. This was the big falling out that they had. And, wow, what a way to turn things around. Now Elon Musk is incriminated in this. Not incriminated, but he's, you know, he's mentioned in it, and that's already just a bad look overall. So, that's unfortunate for Epstein. No, Elon, not Epstein. Spy working for the US. You're pen pals with with Epstein. Elon Musk. That's funny. From Jerry Rig Everything. Terrible. That's so funny. What even is in this document here? Multiple complaints allege sexual abuse involving Donald Trump according to FBI intake records. So this is... Okay, so this is including Donald Trump, and this is the document that was deleted right after. Why would the DOJ release this and then delete it? You're just making it worse. Just say that this is all fake, and if Trump's name is in it, just say, yeah, it's all fake, dude. Don't believe it. And we'll be fine. Key point. These were allegations recorded by federal authorities, not findings of guilt. They were logged, summarized, and in some cases forwarded, not invented on social media. If the DOJ is releasing these files, the public deserves full transparency. Who was accused, how the claims were handled, and why so many went nowhere. Sunlight only works if it's complete. Here's like another part. Complaint was spoken to and deemed not credible. Additional research showed 3 separate incidents involving police which requested mandatory psychiatric evaluations. Okay. What the heck? Where are you? Are you okay? I love the torture video. Alright, Jeffrey. Relax. Oh wow. Trump has been compromised by Israel, says the Epstein files. Well, there you go. Confirmed. Here it is. I should just read everything that's posted from Mario Nafwal. He does a good coverage of all of it. Let me just go to like one here. Epstein. Draft email rages at Bill Clinton. No, Bill Gates, not Clinton. You use me as a fall guy. Delete emails about me, your STD, and your penis. Okay. Alright, relax. I don't think we need to go through all this, huh? Alleged victim emailed Kash Patel asking him to investigate Rupert Murdoch. Okay, I thought Kash Patel was in there for a moment. A victim asked Kash Patel to look into it. That's what it is. I was about to say, like, dude, if Kash Patel, the head of the FBI, is also a part of this whole Epstein scandal, the whole thing is just obviously gonna be corrupt, right? Sure. What else do we have? Epstein bombshell. LA Olympics chair Casey Wasserman's flirty 2003 emails with Guillen. I'm not gonna read all this. I mean, what do we even talk about? A massage? Alright, relax. I can't sleep. Where are you? I need you. Alright, chill. Okay, naked down the beach. Alright, cool. I'm looking forward to seeing you. I'm in Paris. Can I bring anything back from you here? How about the 3 triplets? Did you guys hear about that story? The 3 triplet girls that were given as a gift from some prince to another prince through Jeffrey Epstein and was sent to his island. And they were, of course, abused. Apparently that thing was fake, though. I don't know the triplet story. Trump's Fed chair pick, Kevin Warsh, appears on St. Barth Christmas. Even Kevin Warsh is part of the Epstein files. It's over, dude. How relevant. Oh no, Kevin Warsh. Dude, what are we gonna do? A boat. Okay, no one cares about a boat. Google co-founder Sergey Brin visited the private island. He has emailed Ghislaine Maxwell and has dined at a townhouse. So, dude, everybody's in here. Nobody's escaping. Epstein listed as financially responsible for teenage girls' performing arts school tuition. Alright, relax. AI mania exposed. He funded Minsky, OpenCog, and emotional robot projects. What even is that? Hidden AI empire exposed. He funded those projects, okay. Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie demanded meeting with the Department of Justice to see the full unredacted Epstein files. These guys are on their case, dude. Epstein file bombshell. Epstein and Hoffman plan visit. Really looking forward, and a gift is ready. I wonder what the gift is. Should I show this? What is this? Disturbing photos show Prince Andrew hovering over a woman on the floor. She does not look alive, dude. It's over for Prince Andrew. Didn't he get like disavowed by his royal family? Like, what's his name again? Prince Andrew? Oh, she was 17? Yeah, it's over, dude. Was Prince Andrew dethroned? How do I say it? Removed from royal family? Removed of royal family status? Yes, as of late 2025, King Charles formally removed Prince Andrew's Royal Highness title and Prince title, effectively stripping him of a senior royal status, following the continued controversy over his association with Jeffrey Epstein. That sucks. Well, good riddance. What else do we got? Epstein buys ships and workout dumbbells to Reid Hoffman's home. Reid Hoffman. Who is Reid Hoffman again? I've heard of this name before, but I don't remember who it is. I have no freaking idea who this guy is. American internet entrepreneur. What did he make? He's co-founder of what? LinkedIn, Inflection AI, and Greylock. What is that? Okay, LinkedIn. Co-founder of LinkedIn, I do know. He currently serves on the board of companies such as Aurora, Coda, Entrepreneur First, Microsoft, and Naruto. I don't know what those are. Co-founder of LinkedIn. That's what he is known for. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, what else do we have? I miss talking and seeing you. Epstein pushes Reid Hoffman for a New Mexico meetup. All right, Reid Hoffman. I didn't know you were like that. Relax. Lots to do after Trump's win. The LinkedIn co-founder, Reid Hoffman. He donated over $100 million to Democrats in internal notes. Oh, dude, you're scum. What are you doing? A pilot warned Epstein that plane he was considering was a former CIA torture plane. Okay, relax. What else do we got? Reid Hoffman left his passport in a gift bag for Epstein. Okay. Jet hunting. Epstein jet hunting for Reid Hoffman. Gulfstream G550 sale details emailed. Detailed tax advice on trust and shares for Reid Hoffman. A lot of Reid Hoffman stuff. Dude, rest in peace, Reid Hoffman. It's over for him. Xbox Live permanent ban notice from Epstein. That's funny, dude. Why were you banned on Xbox Live? Due to harassment, threats, and or abuse of other players. I mean, yeah, only kids play Xbox, and he abused kids. Fair enough. No, I'm kidding. I don't know if that's the real reason. If you've ever been in a Call of Duty lobby, you know that's basically the last bastion of unfiltered speech on Earth. Okay. Former Microsoft president Steven Sinofsky was email Epstein about internal company drama. Well, there you go. Of course, Bill Gates, Microsoft, and Steven Sinofsky, or whatever his name is, yeah, they're caught up in this too. There's a joke about using Bill Gates' family to score World Bank VP role, whatever that means. 2013, Bill Gates' United Nations meeting with Pakistani Prime Minister forwarded straight to Epstein. Don't tell me the Pakistani Prime Minister is in this too. No way. Bill Gates and power players. Who are the power players? Larry Summers. Okay. Tom Pritzker. Okay, well, it's over for them. I don't know who those guys are. Interrogation of Ghislaine Maxwell in 2016. Did Jeffrey Epstein have a scheme to recruit underage girls for sexual massages? The lawyer says, objection, foundation. Ghislaine Maxwell says, I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, you do. You just don't want to admit it. Epstein tried setting up a meeting with 23-year-old 4chan founder, Moot. Who is that? There's a cool kid you should meet, and linking to Christopher Poole's Wikipedia page, highlighting that the 4chan founder was only 23. Is that bad? 23 is fine, dude. Who are these people? I mean, is the girl 23 or is the guy 23? I'm confused at that too. I mean, regardless, they're an adult. FBI document contains allegation against Jay-Z, Harvey Weinstein, Pusha T, I don't know who that is, and former Attorney General William Barr. Okay. It's over for them too. Emirati billionaire confirms that Jeffrey introduced us in an email about Nigerian port details. No way. From Pakistan to Nigeria to the Emirates. Everybody's involved, man. Assange and WikiLeaks in 2016. Julian Assange and the potential impact of WikiLeaks releasing the DNC and Podesta emails during the 2016 election for the Democrats. Yep. 4chan, SFM links of bad stuff. Okay, great. Larry Summers calls Trump dumb and guilty in Russia probe. And Epstein defends him. Defends who? Trump or... right after Comey was fired. I remember this. Mueller was appointed special counsel. Larry Summers ripped into Trump to Epstein as crude, ignorant, family profiteering, and likely compromised by Russian financial leverage and election help. Summers listed Trump's guilt factors point blank. What did Jeffrey Epstein say, though? Did he defend Trump? How guilty is Donald? Strikes me if you work for Donald, you don't freelance, so he's guilty of whatever his campaign did. Do you agree with foregoing? Sent from my iPad. Where is Epstein's reply? Is it this? From Jeffrey Epstein. Your world does not understand how dumb he really is. He will blame everyone around him for bad results. What is with the equal signs? Anyways, Gary Cohn in good place. As Jared, C2, all others not long for this world. Interesting argument whether using WhatsApp is obstruction of justice. AO deletes after sending. What is this response? Are you still plugged into the show? Please note, information confidential. Wild. There will be some changes this week. Funny, but I don't know what this is. Okay, there's no... Wait, it said Donald here. Unwilling to represent Donald. Okay. They do talk about Trump a lot, though. Oh, he does defend Trump in the 2017 emails. Summers, Epstein told Larry Summers that he still viewed Trump as better than Hillary and praising his handling of India and Israel as great and all his doing. I mean, yeah, of course, Trump has always been pro-Israel. I don't know about the India part, though, but okay. Summers pushed back hard, calling Epstein nuts on India. Okay, there's no important achievements. And Israel, accelerating unsustainable policy. Saying in 20 plus years of knowing him, this was one of the first times Epstein seemed beyond wrong. Alright. Maxwell's naturalization certificate. It shows the home address. Let's go. We're doxing people live here on the channel. Jeffrey Epstein's lab results show he had clinically low testosterone. Rest in peace, man. Yeah, anyway. There was plots to extort Libya with ex-MI6 Mossad help. Dude, Libya too. Epstein files expose Giants owner Steve Tish's sick emails with Epstein. What were they yapping about? Working girl. What? What do you mean by that? You want a working girl? A woman that's alive, I guess? What, were you... Okay. In another exchange, Epstein told Tish a woman was freaked by the age difference, but said having her crying worked to convince her. What? Okay. That's disturbing, yeah. Trump claims are going viral now. The release includes raw material like tips, emails, and old mentions. So these are not findings. Anything that involves Trump, it's not like official confirmation. There's no charge verified evidence, no document that actually proves. These are just tips or old mentions or accusations, right? That's crazy. Email is linked to former Israeli Prime Minister's wife as well. Okay, so even Israel, of course, is involved. FBI documents reference Franklin cover-up allegations tying Reagan and Bush administrations to abuse network. Well, that's so rest in peace. Documents reference alleged UK VIP pedophile network and suspicious deaths of abuse victims. Okay. Vile Trump claims from Epstein files are old FBI tips that led to no charges. That's what it is. So this is the yellow stuff that we saw over here. Trump is accused of raping a 13-year-old in newly released Epstein files. Okay, we're not going to go into the details of that, but like I said, not verified. Bill Gates wanted Epstein to delete evidence of his STD. He has an STD, confirmed. We all know this now. Epstein library. Are you older than the age of 18? I guess this is when you go to the DOJ website to view the files. What is this? Oh, watching the newly released Epstein files. That's funny. A huge batch of Epstein files, and this is the last post. This should have been the first post, but I wasn't going to go through all of that. Today we're producing more than 3 million pages, including more than 2,000 videos and 180,000 images related to Epstein. I didn't see any images specifically, and I don't think I want to. So yeah, that's about it. Borders Czar Tom Homan is doing a fantastic job. He's one of a kind. Thank you. Great. Dude, I am overstaying my welcome on this. Another post. No, that's a lie. Radical left protests are attacking agents in ICE facility. This is recent. Protests at the ICE facilities. Alright, cool. Oh, and watch Melania movie. They're going after Kristi Noem, the Secretary of Homeland Security, because she is a woman and has done a really great job. Alright, relax. The border disaster that I inherited is fixed. The violent criminals that were allowed into our country through Sleepy Joe's sick open border policy, they're largely gone or being strongly sought for purposes of removal. Murder rate in the USA is the lowest level in history. Is that true? I will fact check this right now on Grok. Is the murder rate? Yes. Is the murder rate in the USA? I think I should say, has the murder rate in the USA reached the lowest level in history? According to Trump. Yes. Okay, well, there you go. Trump is telling the truth. The murder rate in 2025 reached the lowest level in history since at least 1900, projected at 4.0 per 100,000, below the prior low of 4.4 in 2014, based on major city data showing a 21% drop from 2024, the largest single-year decline on record. That's actually really cool. This actually makes me really happy. You know what? I think we're going to end the stream on that good note. In 125 years. Okay, yeah, fair enough. 1900. So he does do fact-checking. Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest cities in America. Likewise, numerous other once very dangerous cities. Republicans, don't let these crooked Democrats who are stealing billions of dollars from Minnesota and other cities and states from all over the country push you around. They are using this aggressive protest scam to obfuscate, camouflage, and hide their criminal acts of theft and insurrection. They should all be in jail. I was elected on strong borders, law and order, and among many other things. Mass deportations, please. Thank you, Secretary Kristi Noem. Remember, elections have consequences. President Donald J. Trump. Okay. And with that, I will gladly end stream. Look at that, even more of a positive note. Bitcoin above 84,000 for once. All right. So that'll be all for tonight, guys. Thanks so much for watching. The Epstein thing was like a very last minute thing. I was not planning on even looking at that, but I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of talk about it. Might as well have a go through. So, hey, good coverage. So I'm tired. My throat is literally dying. But that's okay. Tomorrow, nothing is going to happen tomorrow, dude. What will I do tomorrow? Tomorrow I will work. It's going to make things worse. I won't even have time to doom scroll till I find good news to talk about. But either way, we always find a way to talk about something. So stay tuned, subscribe for that. Sunday, I think, is going to be a more important day. It will be week determining of where we should be headed. Yeah. I do think we bottomed out. I don't think we're dropping lower. Unless we go to war with Iran, of course. Can we go to war with Iran tomorrow just to get the whole thing over with and to have something to talk about? Please and thank you. No, not actually. I don't even know. But the preparation from Iran is there, so I don't know. Okay. Yeah, we'll see what we cover tomorrow either way. And I think we should start recovering from here, right? The whole commodity craze, I think it's behind us now. Commodities will still do well overall, but we're not going to have those daily rises like we've been seeing. That was all just a January narrative, and arguably December. December was great for commodities. But your time has come, right? Relax. Kevin Warsh is here to the rescue. He was on Epstein Island too, dude. It's over. Everyone was on Epstein Island except for me. So, yeah. Okay, whatever. We'll talk about all of that tomorrow. New analysis every day, of course. Yeah, that's all for tonight, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe.